Hej allesammans! Under morgonen här så har vi pratat om pandemins effekter som riskerar att rulla tillbaka utvecklingen i världen. Vi har också berört miljö- och klimatförändringar och den backlash för demokratin som vi ser runt om i världen. Och det här är ämnen som vi kommer att återkomma till under de här 4 dagarna som vi ska sända härifrån Globala torget på Bokmässan. Anna Sundström heter jag och är generalsekreterare för Olof Palmes internationella center. Och Palmecentret har den stora äran och nöjet att för 3:e gången på raken få stå värd för Globala torget. Och för de av oss som har besökt Globala torget på Bokmässan i Göteborg så vet vi att det vanligtvis är en myllrande plats där aktivister, journalister, författare möter civilsamhällets representanter och förstås allmänheten och alla de besökare som finns på mässan. Men i år så ser programmet som Bokmässan och som så mycket annat väldigt annorlunda ut. Vi kör scenprogrammet helt digitalt. Men känslan av den här myllrande mötesplatsen hoppas vi ändå kunna förmedla till alla er. Och alla ni som vill kan förstås följa oss live, se scenprogrammet. Ni kan möta och chatta med talare, besökare och utställare. Och det gör ni genom att gå in på globalatorget.se. Och där finns också möjlighet att svara på frågor om hur ni vill engagera er. Och där finns också möjlighet att vinna böcker. Så missa inte den möjligheten. Och jag vill också passa på att tipsa om en annan möjlighet. Vi har nämligen skapat appen Micro Action Movement, eller en särskild kampanj i den här appen. Där ett digitalt verktyg finns för alla oss som också vill kunna bidra till att skapa en bättre värld. Kampanjen är fylld med hundratals små tips och så kallade mikrohandlingar på hur vi alla kan agera för att just bidra till en bättre värld. Så ladda ner appen Micro Action Movement, den finns där appar finns. Och många av dem som också är med oss här på Globala torget under de här kommande dagarna, de olika organisationerna, har laddat appen med massor av tips. Så missa inte heller det. Appen är för också gratis och helt utan reklam. I år så är vi lite extra glada eftersom ett av årets teman på Bokmässan är demokrati. Ett ämne som förstås ligger Palmecentret och alla de organisationer som kommer att medverka här under Bokmässans Globala torg, som ligger alla oss lite extra varmt om hjärtat. Det inspirerar oss men också oroar oss. För det är ju så att demokratin runt om i världen går bakåt. Det finns lite olika index som mäter demokratins tillstånd, men alla de här olika har en sak gemensamt. De visar på en tydlig trend, nämligen att demokratin just nu går kräftgång. Och så har utvecklingen sett ut i ungefär 15 år faktiskt, ända sedan 2005 enligt Freedom House som är ett av de här indexen. Idag lever bara lite drygt 13% av människorna på jorden i ett land som anses vara en fullvärdig demokrati. Och det är faktiskt fler människor som lever i ett land som går i auktoritär riktning än som gör demokratiska framsteg. Det tar sig uttryck i ett minskat utrymme för civilsamhället. Det tar sig uttryck i kränkningar av mänskliga fri- och rättigheter. Och de senaste månaderna så har vi också sett hur stater utnyttjat coronakrisen för att också passa på att genomföra restriktioner och inskränkningar som ytterligare begränsar människors friheter, som alltså inte syftar till att begränsa smittan utan som har som mål att stärka den politiska kontrollen över medborgarna. Och inte minst över medierna. En av demokratins hörstenar är ju yttrandefriheten. Och kanske är det den del av demokratin som just nu utmanas allra mest. Därför så kommer vi i inledningen här på Globala torget att fokusera lite extra på just yttrandefriheten. Allt fler stater använder sig av repressiv lagstiftning för att tysta oliktänkande och oppositionella politiska partier eller MR-försvarare. Och det här görs ofta med hjälp av svepande lagstiftning som hänvisas till att det handlar om nationens säkerhet eller att det handlar om antiterrorsyfte. Eller som nu, att det handlar om att hantera coronapandemin. Men följden blir att den som vill rikta kritik mot maktmissbruk eller korruption istället hotas med fängelse eller böter. Allt i syfte att tysta och skrämma till tystnad. Journalister och människorättsförsvarare är särskilt utsatta och i många länder hotas, hatas och förföljs eller till och med mördas människor som velat sätta ljuset på orättvisor och som använt sig av sin yttrandefrihet. Bara under 2019 så mördades över 300 människorättsförsvarare. Och vi ser också hur allt fler journalister fängslas. 389 journalister sitter fängslade och 57 hålls i gisslan enligt Rapporter utan gränser. Kampen för demokratin och yttrandefriheten behöver ges ökat fokus och det kommer vi också att göra här på Globala torget. Samtidigt så ser vi ju hur människor över hela världen går ut för att också protestera. 2019 har faktiskt kallats för gatuprotesternas år. I land efter land så har vi ju just sett hur människor tar till gatan för att demonstrera mot ökade orättvisor och minskat demokratiskt utrymme. Ett sådant land är förstås Belarus som de senaste veckorna har fyllts, där gatorna de senaste veckorna har fyllts av människor som har demonstrerat mot Lukasjenkas hårdförarregim. Sedan valet den 9 augusti så har kraven ökat på hans avgång, men än så länge har han inte lyssnat. En av de organisationer som just jobbar med att kartlägga MR-brott i landet ska vi alldeles strax få träffa. Traditionellt så går ju ofta människorättsarbete ut på att avslöja och dokumentera övergrepp, debatt och opinionsbildning. Och som sagt ska vi nu få träffa en organisation från just Belarus som också arbetar på lite ett nytt sätt för att sätta ljuset på MR-situationen i landet. Och med det så vill jag välkomna till Globala torget Martin Uggla från Östgruppen.
Tack så mycket. Jag heter alltså Martin Uggla och är ordförande för Östgruppen som jobbar med mänskliga rättigheter i Östeuropa och bland annat då Belarus. And this seminar will be held in English, so we will switch to English from right now. In these days, a lot of people all over the world, of course, are following what's going on in Belarus. And one of the interesting things in this regard is the creativity shown by the Belarusian people in their protest against election fraud, against violent repression. And we will talk about that as well, but a little bit later in this seminar. Because in the beginning, we will instead focus on another kind of creativity when it comes to Belarus and human rights. And with me to talk about this is Anna Baranovskaya from the Belarusian human rights organization Human Constanta. And I hope she will be with us online. Welcome, Anna. We have announced this seminar as a talk about human rights work where only imagination sets the limits. And the reason for that is that your organization, Human Constanta, was created as an alternative to already existing traditional human rights organizations in Belarus. So I would like to start there. What is it that makes you special? In what sense does Human Constanta differ from other human rights organizations in Belarus?
Hi, it's nice to meet you all. just a little bit the story about the Human Constanta. We've been created in 2017, and we are a team of co-organizers who have been previously working in other human rights organizations. And what we decided that we need to bring some positive change in work with human rights. And the first thing that it's important for us is the way how we will work. So we decided that we need to work together and take all the decisions together. What makes us different is that we taking all the decisions on another level. We have to agree with all the team before we proceed with something. We work with current human rights challenges. Yes, we as other organizations have some fields that the fields that interest us is like we working with digital freedoms, we working with migrants and with anti-discriminational topic, but as well, like if we see that it's a current human rights challenge and we understand that not many efforts from other organizations is taking place, we can as well step up in this challenge and work with it. For example, we worked with homeless people, even though it's not our topic, and as well we are working a lot with other human rights organizations. So yes, we are different, but we as well use all the human rights tools. Like we do write the reports, we do write the newsletters, and like doing the advocacy work, but as well we're trying to use the creative methods in our work. For example, we believe in sport and human rights, so we pretty often organize the football games against the racism and discrimination. We collaborate with the creative art industries, for example, twice a year. Like we used to organize weeks against discrimination and racism, and it's a lot of art collectives who joined and support us in our activities to speak up about the human rights and the violation of human rights. We work a lot with digital freedoms, and we as well united with different actors. For example, we brought business as well as the state government bodies to speak up about the necessary to have the free internet and free digital space. So we're trying the new methodologies, but as well we're using the common things that is good known to others.
I see. As a sports enthusiast, I was very interested when I heard about these football games. Could you please give some more details? How can you use football games in the strive for human rights?
So basically, we're organizing several events. It's like a competition, but it's open to everyone without. It's a gender neutral, so it's not the competition where it's like female, male, or other gender. It's anyone who is interested to participate. It's open to anyone. And before the training itself, it's some kind of introduction to the human rights, to some other topic. We discuss in what we believe and what are the values and what are the human rights, and then we play. And it's not about the competition, it's about the possibility for other group to enter the game. So you can follow actually our page and see how we are playing and what is the topic, because currently like it's a little bit complicated situation to have games now, but we still believe that we can have it later in autumn and to play. And we inviting the professional sportsmen, like the footballists, who joining us and helping us to make the trainings, and as well learning people how to play and what is the rules. And like it's usually a lot of people, and it's different age, and it's as well like young people, even sometimes it's like kids who is like 10 years old can participate and play with more grown-up adults. So it's about the games. And as well we use a lot of sport activities, like different football famous actors. They joined us in campaign against racism. They made a photo, and we made a public campaign with different sportsmen who is like for human rights and against the racism and discrimination.
Great. As you mentioned, you work with anti-discriminations, you work with refugees' rights. Now, there is a widespread opinion that one of the national features of the Belarusian people is that of tolerance. So there shouldn't be many problems to deal with in these spheres, should it? Or do you agree with that picture of Belarus as a tolerant country?
Of course, like I will agree that Belarus is a tolerant country overall, and like Belarusians are nice people. But as well, in any other countries, we as a human rights organization, we face difficulties to work with the society because it's a lot of stereotypes. It's a lot of gender-biased stereotypes. It's a lot of stereotypes about people of different religion and nationality. So. Just maybe some funny case. We do have 2 offices in Brest and Minsk, and in Brest we supported different people who faced problems in Russia Federation and who needs legal support and need to receive legal consultations. So, and they were traveling between Brest and Poland. So basically we dealt with these people. And some of our team members, everyone looks different. So one of our team member had a dark hair and had a beard. So people were afraid to talk to him, trying to put the stereotypes, and they were not allowing us to rent an office. So basically the premises, because some of the team member look not very Belarusian to them. So it's a lot of stereotypes, even not only against the people, but even, the people the person who born in Belarus, he was faced like discrimination because he has like more dark hair and that's it, even though he is like 100% Belarusian. So basically it's a lot of stereotypes, but I think people are ready to learn and are interested to learn and to understand why other people are here, who are they, what are the problem. And basically the Human Constanta emerged as well in 2017 as a response to the problem that was in Brest with the migrants and refugees from Russia. So we dealt a lot with those issues, and we were eager now to learn and to tell more to people about different cultures and about different attitudes.
So when you raised these issues, what attitude do you face from ordinary people? Do they appreciate your work, your human rights work? I mean, ordinary people in Belarus. For example, in Brest, where you worked very intensely with this issue of Chechen refugees.
Actually, I do think that they appreciate, because like after 2 years of work, we organized a big cultural festival, and actually a lot of citizens, the Brest citizens, came and joined us with our activities for kids from Chechnya, and as well they prepared some food. So more or less I would say that the people are open, but it's still taking time for them to join and to understand what's happening. So they're visiting the seminars, they're learning the issues.
I see. And you also work with defending digital rights. Could you just tell me something more about that? In what sense is that important in Belarus today?
We as well working a lot with digital rights, like when we were thinking about how we're going to proceed and work. So one part of the team wanted to work with migrants, and one part of the team was thinking that we need to work with the digital freedoms. And we all believe that this is the current challenges of human rights, the world current challenges. That's why it's one organization who works from one side. It's 2 different topics, but we were working with them at the same time. So the digital freedoms, it's very important, especially now, but we for 2-3 years, we've been talking a lot about the possibilities, which possibilities exist for free internet. We showed the directions as for business as well as for the state bodies, how it could be developed and in which fields. As well, we are working with the society to explain what is the digital freedoms.
So let's change focus and talk about the current situation in Belarus, what's going on right now. Because we do see a huge protest movement right now in Belarus. But one thing that struck me is that these protests are not only characterized by anger or fury or rage, but in fact you see a lot of joy and creativity in the pictures from Belarus as well. Could you please tell me a little bit more about that? Where do people find this humor and happiness and joy?
You know, it's like what to do, you know, what else to do, what else possible to do by peaceful protest, because I should notice that like all the protests in Belarus, it's totally peaceful protests, which is not violating the rules, and it's a lot of humors even abroad about how good Belarusians are in their behavior, and I want to share with you one thing. Actually, it's prepared by 34 Travel Mag, and it's about techniques that has been used during the protest. I think it could be very interesting just to have a brief overview what posters, what art interventions has been used. Now you can see the poster of a famous picture from Haim Sutin, actually candidate to the presidential election, Viktor Babarika. He was working in the bank, and this bank, Gazprom Bank, bought a picture, and these pictures, it was an art gallery which had a lot of pictures, and these pictures, after he has been in prison, has been arrested. So basically, and since the pictures were arrested, it's a lot of art of this woman whose name is Eva has been used as an art protest. So a lot of T-shirts, a lot of different kind of changes with this picture took place. As well, for example, this number 3, what does it mean? It was some unofficial voting where the candidates receive different numbers about the possibility that they will win the election. And the current president or the president at that time received the 3%. So the 3% were used really as a campaign just to show how population are supporting the president. After all male candidates were imprisoned or they flew the country, 3 women united the power and created the symbols that we believe, we hope, and we will win. And these symbols as well using a lot during the protest actions. It was a lot of art interventions and as well the music song interventions. For example, this picture, it's 2 DJs who put a song on the official event in the end, and it was the, let's say, the song which is the song of Viktor Tsoi about the changes is needed. They've been arrested, and this song has been used during the protest all the time. As well, a lot of art interventions when artists put different pictures. You can see this is during the election, and this is afterward the election. This artist has been as well arrested, and a lot of art interventions during the protest. Artists show pictures, photos of journalists, of things that took place. But as I told you in the beginning, that all the protests, they're peaceful protests. So people do not use any violent actions. So you can see the flowers. So people protesting with the flowers. They're doing the political performance. For example, here on this picture, you see a lot of women on a square meters. Actually, they're showing the amount of people that has been in one room in prison during the after 9th of March. After 9th of August, after the arrested. So basically, it's very crowded. So they're showing that it was totally no place in the room in prison. As well, it's a lot of humor, and here you see that the people are joking on this picture, that they're recording everything because it's a lot of cameraman who is trying to record the peaceful protests. It's a lot of singing that taking place. For example, here it's a song that it's time for the government to sleep, for the current government to sleep. It's a lot of dark humor as well during the protests. You can see on these pictures. What else is interesting during this art protest? I don't know, you see my scroll, that the national symbols has been used a lot, and used in different forms. For example, you can see how people projecting the flags, how they're projecting the famous people on the dark, and actually now people are receiving the high fines and sometimes even imprisonment for using the flags. As well, it's a lot of things for art therapy. For example, here people were suing the artistic things. A lot of musicians joining the protests and using the music. This is more about the flag, like understanding what is the flag, trying to mix different things. And it's a lot of artists who join the movement, and they creating different posters. So here you see the flags, like here on the building the flag, here it's just written in Russian the flag, a lot of posters, and you can download and print it, and every day a new collection of art posters, art is online. So it's actually a very, very strong artistic campaign that taking place, and it's a lot of creativity tools that are using online for people just somehow to survive, to understand, to express themselves.
Still, we do see a lot of violence from the authorities, from the police, and it's obvious that the power of Lukashenko has for long been built on fear of repression, fear of violence. To me, it seems that these initiatives are signs of people losing their fear. Would you agree with that? Or are people still afraid?
It's hard actually question. I can't say that people are not afraid. People are still afraid, but it's just what else is possible to do, you know? It's a peaceful protest, and it's the way how people can express their peaceful protest. And I think it's a very strong step towards of the expression, but I do think still there is a fear, even though a lot of people believe that it's very fast politicization of the society. Before, the human rights violations in Belarus, they took place for some time already, right? But now it's expressed more, and it's much stronger reaction from the society. So basically, it's the way how people can express their feelings and their attitudes, but I still think that fear is there.
Thank you. I think it still gives some hope for the future and for a positive change in Belarus. Our time is out, and I want to thank you, Anna, for sharing your knowledge and experience from Belarus with us, and I want to thank the audience for watching us, and I hope you enjoyed this seminar.
Thank you so much. Bye.
Whoa.